Well, cheers and how do you do, yeah. Yes, that is a fake fireplace. I'm not trying to fool you. It's like a, it's so big, it's like a heat miser, man. Oh shoot! I'm Mr. Green Christmas. I'm Mr. Sun. Mr. Sun Blister. I'm Mr. 101. Friends call me Heat Miser. Anyways, yeah, that's what it looks like, man. That's huge, man. Anyway, so oddly enough, the Imperial grind came out before the winter grind, but after the winter grind came out, I felt like I had to have the Imperial grind, so I went and picked it up. So I do want to read just a little bit from their website here, if you don't mind. It's a 10.5%, 45 IBUs. Imperial grind uses 2.5 pounds of coffee per barrel, unlike its cousin winter grind, which only has 1.5 pounds per barrel. Both blends were made from Ethiopia, Colombia, and Brazilian beans that were lovingly roasted at Mudhouse Coffee. Profile: black roasted malts and coffee, creamy mouthfeel, dry roasty finish. They're exactly right. Perhaps you thought we had hit the limit of coffee aroma and flavor in the style. Think again. Never content to rest on our laurels. Your mother's is upping the ante. It starts with a robust and subtly sweet imperial stout. In the fermentation tanks, we add freshly roasted and ground espresso beans. Went southern on it. I don't know why I said beans like that, but it just came out that way. Been to so many places that my accents just or my dialect's so screwed up. But we're not done yet. Cold brew coffee blended just prior to bottling means a beer that delivers a slap to the senses. There you go. Okay, let me see. Let me get back to where I was here. Hit the right button and try not to end the video. Oh no, I still hit the wrong button. Biscuits and gravy. There we go, and we're back. So here we go. I like the fireplace. So no, it's not a real fireplace, guys. Just like having different backdrops, you know. They do that in TV studios. I'm not trying to pull a fast one. I've had people leave comments. Oh, I can tell it's not real. I'm not trying to fool you, man. I just like to have a background, okay? Sue me for being creative, you sons of bitches. Anyways, I'm having a mother's a beer grind. Oh wow, I know it's just gorgeous. Using my mother's, what else I know? To be honest with you, a beer like this really ought to be poured into a snifter. But because I had this coffee mug that I use for my regular winter grind, I thought, well, hell, I'll put the Imperial in there. He deserves to be the best too, man. Roasted barley, a whole lot of coffee, accented by some deep dark chocolate notes, like a 70% dark kind of thing going on. Oh, French fries. Oh, wow, that's good. Oh, oh, I think I might have just had a little. I think I just had the slightest notion of an orgasm down there. Oh my gosh, that's tasty. Uh, uh, what you feel is a big, rich imperial stout. Imperial stouts are typically a little bit sweet. This one is less sweet than most, to be honest with you, and I get a whole lot of dark chocolate notes. But because it's a coffee stout, you've got that coffee kind of working its way all the way through. I don't know what hops they're using. If I had to guess, I'm gonna say Fuggles. So I'm feeling kind of an earthy kind of thing going on. But it's just enough. I'm not going to say it finishes dry, but it's just enough to clean it up at the end, so it doesn't finish cloying on you. Oh, it's gorgeous, man. It really is. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, man. I'm getting a little misty just thinking about it. I'm getting a little misty, man. Ooh, I was cold before I started drinking this beer. Now I got warmed up. I have to take this outer shirt off. I got my leprechaun wear on for some reason. I always wear this outfit on St. Patrick's Day because I got the green shirt with the green shirt. But I know there. I see. So I do this on purpose because I've had friends comment. Well, you have kind of got three different greens going on. Yeah, I do that on purpose to screw with people. But I hadn't had it on for a while. I figured, what the hell? It's too early to go Christmas, right? I don't do Christmas. I love Christmas. Anybody that knows me knows I'm just a Christmas junkie. I watch all the specials. I love Christmas carols. I love everything about Christmas. But I don't want it to start until the day after Thanksgiving. Or actually, right, usually at Thanksgiving, you typically, growing up on Thanksgiving Day, as we were getting ready to sit down for the meals, when we would, put on Christmas music as a kid, and I've done the same thing since with my kids. I put on the Christmas music, and so yeah, Thanksgiving Day. But can we just enjoy Thanksgiving before people start talking about Christmas? And I swear to goodness, I don't want to hear another word about a war on Christmas. There is not now, or has there ever been a war on Christmas? What we have, though, are people in this country uh, that celebrate different holidays. So if somebody says happy holidays to you, they're not being disrespectful. I don't know why Christians get their panties in a wad so easy. No, they're not being disrespectful to you, you candy asses. What would you think if somebody walked up to you and said happy Hanukkah? Because that's what they celebrate. I wouldn't get excited about it. I'd say Merry Christmas back because that's what you do. But people, unless you say Merry Christmas to them, they get their panties in a wad. Relax, man. There's no war on Christmas. Nobody gives a rat's ass. But we should be able to accept other religions in this country, by golly. Anyways, that's my soapbox here. Back to the beer. Hey, man, it's beautiful. What can I say? It's making me happy. It's making me do what I do. I like to talk about beer and other things and laugh a lot. I'm a generally happy guy, which is quite a feat considering what I've been through in my time. But that's the thing, though. Everybody has hardships. Everybody has to find a way to get up in the morning. I don't know that what I've been through is any harder than anybody else, but boy, oh boy, it's difficult sometimes. Here's my frustration. I'm going to get off this track a little bit, and I apologize, mothers. So, and I've had folks get on me for bringing this up. I'm going to do her anyway because it just kind of hit me. You know, my son, who had never been sick a day in his life, uh, was diagnosed with leukemia in February of 2012. They do what they do. They do the initial induction. He went into remission, but in January of 2013, it came back. In April of 2013, we lost him to leukemia. Oh, damn. Um, the point I was trying to make, though, during that time that he had cancer, with everything he was going through, he never complained about a damn thing. When people would come in the hospital room and he'd be in agony and they ask him how he was doing, he's fine. He would talk about the other things he was doing, the video games with his friends or whatever, music. He loved talking about music. But he never talk about the leukemia itself, man. He would just, as far as anybody else was concerned, he was doing fine. And when people start talking about the bullshit little mundane shit, especially on Facebook, you get on these social media sites and, oh, this happened to me today and I'm really upset about it. It's all I can do not to, virtually bitch slap them. I mean, get fucking over yourself. Yeah. Anyways, that's my soapbox again, and I'll move on to something else. Once again, for those of you know, this is one reason of many I don't call what I do a beer review. I give you the notes about the beer. I'm going to talk about other things. That's what I do, man. It's kind of my thing. Anyways, wow. Well, this beer makes you giggly, man. It does, man. Wow, man. Makes me say wow, man, a lot for some reason. I went old hippie for some reason. I went like Tommy Chong on you. Because it gives you that Tommy Chong kind of buzz, right? Just makes you feel mellow. I don't want to get in a fight with anybody. I just want that last Twinkie. I just want that taco, man. Let's go to Jack in the Box. I don't have a Jack in the Box here, man. Not in Springfield, not in Arkansas where I work. I kind of miss Jack in the Box because I love that. Well, I used to call them super tacos. They call them monster tacos, but the Jack in the Box tacos, 2 for 99 cents. Whether we're last time I bought them. They're horrible, man. They're the most. They may be the worst thing known to man. I don't even know what that mystery meat they've got inside them is, but I love those things, man. There's something about them, man. I just that Jack in the Box taco. There's just I don't know. I'm drawn to them. I know it's horrible. It's like spam. You know it's bad, but for some reason you want to eat it. Anyway, I was going to say something crude, but decided I'd let it go. It's rare for me, I know. I'm not known for, my restraint. Let's just say. Jack in the Box tacos. I don't know why I started thinking about Jack in the Box tacos, but this beer's giving me a little buzz. And that's the food I wanted when I had a place. I wish we had Jack. Got McDonald's all over the place. McDonald's sucks, man. Uh, Man, this is beautiful. It is. It's just freaking gorgeous. And the more this warms up, the more those aromas open up. The more fragrant it becomes. The coffee becomes bigger. The chocolate is there, but it sort of uh, enhances the coffee. Oh, freaking biscuits! That's yummy. Oh gosh, it is. It's just beautiful. It's probably considered a heavy-bodied beer. It's thick, but I'm not going to call it syrupy because it doesn't become cloying. It has just enough hoppage at the end to kind of, just stop it from for that. You don't want that sweetness to continue to linger, right? That's when a beer becomes cloying. It just that sweetness goes. It's one of like the last time I had. Here we go. Here you go. Excuse me. The last time I had the Goose Island, uh, 2015, I had the Goose Island Bourbon County Bourbon Stout. It did that. I mean, the initial sip was fine, but by the time I got about 6 ounces into the bottle, it was like, damn, this is horrible, because it just became too cloyingly sweet. Uh, People buy that beer just because of the hype. I mean, they could literally make that beer out of dog shit, and those loyal followers would tell you how wonderful it was because they don't care if it's good or not. What they care about is you believe, and they stood in line for 4 hours and spent way too much money for a bad macro beer masquerading as a craft. Anyways, I digress, man. Because when Mother's comes out with their MILF, man, it's a much better beer. It's more quality. It tastes better. Everything about Mother's MILF is better than anything Bourbon County. And it's an actual, honest to frickin' goodness craft beer. It's not a macro masquerading as a craft. And that's my other soapbox. I may have one or two more for I'm done with this beer, man. It's making me gabby. There you go. Also, as it warms, again, it does become more viscous, but again, it doesn't get syrupy because all those flavors just tend to just kind of work together more. I almost get these malted chocolate like notes that work with the coffee. It's gorgeous. I personally get it. I get it. I think it's just me. Well, I've talked to other folks say, "Oh, my wife's calling me, but I'm going to miss that call." I'm gonna have to wrap this up, guys, because I can't get to my phone. I get a hint of anise or anise, and I've talked to some brewers that say, "Yeah, that's possible," and I've talked to some that say, "Well, I don't know," but I think it's for me. But a lot of imperial stouts, I get that anise or anise like flavor. I think it's just the way I interpret certain flavors in an imperial stout. Anyway, I am Tom the Beer Whisperer. I got to wrap this up because I got to call my wife back, man. I don't need that kind of trouble, man. I am Tom the Beer Whisperer, prolific beer drinker, purveyor of wisdom. Did I miss something? Let's see. BeerVangelist. I forgot BeerVangelist. I am Tom the Beer Whisperer, BeerVangelist. Prolific beer drinker, purveyor of wisdom, man. All around good guy. Yum.